Alright, guys, so I'm going to be talking about, like, one thing from this Variety report, which really feels just mean-spirited the more I read about it, and also, like, how it's supposed to bring, you know, doom and gloom to the MCU. And I'm still one of the proponents who defends the MCU, even when I admit that there are some bad things that have happened, others have just been okay. Like, I fucking hate Love and Thunder. And Secret Invasion was arguably the worst of the Marvel cinematic TV shows. And honestly, I have no care to watch What If Season 2. Why do I not care about What If Season 2? I didn't care about What If Season 1. I really didn't. Because What If scenarios never... Marvel What If scenarios, some of them were just, like, bland. A lot of the story was just kind of bland. It did kind of focus up with, you know, with the Watcher and whatnot, but I digress. I was just like, it's just not for me. Also, if you've been wondering why my lighting has been so bad as of late, a lot of that has to do with sunlight, and we haven't been getting that in where I live, because there's just been nothing but overcast for 3 days straight, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting genuinely sick of the overcast. I'm not a big proponent of the sun, but, like, it's kind of hurting my lighting here. I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of ruining my lighting. But I need to focus up. Anyway, so, I think I'm gonna I kind of gave some thoughts on why. Well, actually, I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. So I'm going to give some thoughts on one thing that the Variety report talked about, of them shifting their focus from Kang, possibly, you have to understand this is a rumor, from shifting their focus from Kang the Conqueror to Doctor Doom. Now, the reason why they kind of went all in on Kang was because they knew he was a notable villain, and they were so enthralled by by Jonathan Majors' performance in both Loki and Ant-Man that they were like, yeah, he's going to be our next Thanos. He's going to be the next Thanos. And it made a lot of sense, but Jonathan Majors had to go and ruin it. Now, I'm not saying Majors is the only problem the MCU has. I will admit they do have some problems, preferably with how they've been treating their effects studios. But on a whole, I'm not shouting the doom and gloom of the MCU. I'm not doing that at all. Because it's really, like, it's very clear how fickle you fuckers can be sometimes. Do you know how many times I, like, saw people, like, it's the end of the MCU with, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then Guardians 3 happened. It was like, the MCU's back! And then it went back and forth, back and forth. Like, I'm sure Deadpool 3 is going to bring everyone back and be like, see, they just needed to, you know, pump the brakes and just do one movie this year. That's how they should do it. See, I need an echo chamber to listen to how good I am. Anywho. Where was I with this? Oh, right. So, the big thing is, obviously, they've talked a lot about shedding focus from Doctor Doom to Doctor Doom away from Kang due to Jonathan Majors being, for lack of a better word, a shithead. Due to his, shall we say, allegations. Now, the big thing with this Doctor Doom thing is that it does make sense. Like, if you're gonna, like, suddenly switch the thing away from Doom, it wouldn't stand to reason. I mean, why do I keep trying to say Doom? Kang? Doom makes a lot of sense to have as your next big villain. And I imagine that Kevin Feige and everyone else wanted to use Doom as the third big bad, but they had to up the timetable because of everything, because of, well, shit, for lack of a better word, shenanigans. So to have Doom as the next big villain, possibly, we don't know if any of this is set in stone. That's the big thing, is that a lot of people are just saying, like, Doctor Doom from the get-go. But there is still, like, a lot of people, and I would actually not be opposed to this, is if they did, if they recast the actor who, I cannot pronounce the name, so out of respect to the actor, I'm not going to pronounce his name, but the actor who played the High Evolutionary, and say that that was a variant of Kang, and just and use him, which I would actually be really cool. It's like he was really good in that role as the High Evolutionary, so I would love to see him play Kang. But if they're going to shift from Doom and just say that High Evolutionary was a variant, all right, that makes sense. But to have Doom makes a lot of sense. And again, I'm speaking as a major Fantastic Four fan, so anything to do with the Fantastic Four characters is always fun for me. Doom, if you're going to do Doom in the MCU, there has to be, first off, you gotta nail that casting. You cannot do the multiverse thing and have, like, I don't know, Tobin Bell or what's his face from the first Fantastic Four movies. You need to nail that casting right out the gate. And the thing of it is, you really have to showcase how powerful Doom is mentally as well as physically. You need to have him, like, come in. And, like, the best way to do this, and maybe, like, if you're going to shove Kang under the rug, maybe have it as, like, one of the first things Dr. Doom does in, like, the Doom Dynasty now, or in the Kang Dynasty if they still use Kang, is have it that Dr. Doom just comes in and wipes the floor with the Council of Kangs. Just have it that, like, that's how you showcase, we're getting rid of it, we're not doing Kang anymore, Kang's gone, we're just going to go over there now, he's just going to be swept under the rug. And to showcase how powerful Dr. Doom is. Like, you kill two birds with one stone. And plus, I do have a feeling that they were going to use Dr. Doom either way, because I had a feeling that they were going to use Doom as, like, a major part of Secret Wars, because I have no doubt in my mind that they were going to do Secret Wars in the vein of the 2015 comic, not the original 80s book. I like the original 80s book, but, like, story-wise, it's just toys being thrown at each other. And even Jim Shooter admits that. You can't argue. It was just to sell toys. And yes, I know that everything is meant to sell merchandise, but, like, it's a whole thing. Just check out, like, Jim Shooter's whole thing on the original Secret Wars. It's hilarious of how, like, it was treated as, like, a big major event, but really it was more like, yeah, we had a toy deal and shit happened. Anywho, so I believe that, like, either way, if they go forward with Kang, which it does feel like they probably won't. That whole thing with Victor Timely dying really did feel like maybe that's their low-key way of saying, nah, we're just gonna mosey on to someone else. And it's not too far. And, like, the thing of it is, like, and this is something I think some people have kind of overlooked. It's not too It's not too late to shift from Kang to Doom. It's not like they've only done technically two seasons of Loki and one movie with Ant-Man, and that's it. And even then, like, Kang dies at the end, like, quote unquote dies at the end, and then we see the Council of Kangs. So, and you know. After credit scenes in Marvel movies don't mean a lick of shit, and don't say that, like, aside from the Avengers Initiative with Nick Fury, they haven't meant absolutely shit to anyone, because they literally have very little to do with each other and are just meant to hype up the next thing. You can't argue with that. That's been going on since, what, Phase 1? Hell, I don't think the only times it did matter was in Phase 1, and even then it was strenuous at best. So yeah, you could just say, oh, the Council of Kangs got wiped out by someone new, and that new guy was Dr. Doom. Now, it would be way harder to do this if you had, I don't know, several movies with not Dr. Doom, with Kang or one of the variants, which I think one of the rumors was Rama Tut was going to be the villain of the Fantastic Four movie. But now I'm sure that's going to be changed. And I've also heard that Javier Bardem is in talks to play Galactus. Again, I don't know if that's true. We did get some casting rumors on Pedro Pascal playing Reed, which, woo. I think he'd also make a good Doom, too, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this video, other than I'm not hitting the panic button on the MCU anytime soon. Yes, they've had hiccups, and I will be the first one to call a spade, but, like, I'm not doing that yet. Like, they haven't had I'm still of the notion of, yeah, Marvel's going along, they're trucking along. Did the Marvel's box office fail? Yeah, but a lot was working against that movie. I mean, a lot. So, yeah. I guess we'll switch it from the Kang Dynasty to All Hail Doom, or the Doom Dynasty. Although I do guarantee you, if they do go the route of making the High Evolutionary a Kang variant, that will go instantly to the comics. No matter what they do, I'm sure we will get a, like, because you know Marvel Comics will make, like, it will do anything to, you know, draw in comic readers. But I digress. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. So you guys tell me in the comments below. What do you guys think of the possibility of Doctor Doom coming to the MCU? Do you think he should wipe out the Kangs, or do you think they should go forward with Kang? I think that might be a little problematic because of Major's allegations, but you know, who can, maybe the thing is that it's, even if they don't go ahead with Jonathan Majors as Kang, it's not hard to replace Kang because you can just easily say that's a variant, like that's just another variant. That they could just recast Kang. And you could just have the hand-wavy thing of, oh, it's a variant from another timeline. It's that easy. That's the other thing I think people overlook. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what'd you guys think of this? I know this was kind of an all-over play video, but just kind of talk about some things. Again, this isn't so much about like talking about like doom and gloom in the MCU. This is more like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to see Doom sooner than intended, or something of like that. I had a point. I swear I did. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.